This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Thule Chasm Duffel 40 liter, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So in the intro, you'll notice that I said that this is a duffel, but it also transitions into a backpack, and right now it is in backpack mode. So that's why, just to get rid of any confusion right off the bat. But before we get into how you switch between the two, let's talk about the materials. So we've got a 100% recycled 900D polyester, and it has a phthalate-free laminate. Sorry if I messed up that word, but that's a chemical that can get into your body and into the environment, which is not good. So nice to see them not using those materials here, but the materials are very durable, very water resistant. As you can see, you can't really see any zippers because we have fabric welts and stuff like that. So overall, very happy with how this holds up durability wise and in rain, snow, whatever. We've had both of it in the past 2 weeks, and this has done well even on a camping trip up in northern Michigan where we got quite a bit of snow. So overall, very happy with that. Also pleased with the zippers, which are from YKK, one of the best brands in the business. The main compartment zipper is very big and beefy and just gets the job done. No complaints there. And can show you some more stuff that we got going on here. We have Duraflex hardware, so kind of hard to show you the buckles down here, but again, another brand that we trust a lot and really like to see from top brands. So Thule did a good job selecting YKK zippers and Duraflex buckles here, and with the external material. So on the sides here, we have compression straps, which are kind of hard to see right now because they're hidden behind the duffel bag straps. So this is a little system here to where these duffel bag straps are out of the way when you're in backpack mode, which I really like. So you can pop them up like this, but one thing to note is that you can't really access these compression straps when this is engaged, because obviously it kind of covers it a little bit, but we'll undo these just to kind of show you that we have 2 compression straps. We've got 2 on the other side as well. So you can really cinch down the size of this pack if you want to put it into backpack mode, because it really helps with just making sure things don't like sag around too much, because if you have it just in duffel bag mode, you're gonna be carrying it like this. You have the other strap on the other side there, and all your stuff just kind of settles to the bottom. But if you put that into backpack mode, it's all gonna kind of shift to the down towards the bottom of the backpack, not the bottom of the duffel. And that can kind of just be a little bit uncomfortable because you have empty space up here and just a bunch of density down here. But if you cinch it down, it can't slide as much because there isn't as much open space. So I've rambled on a little bit, enough about that already. You kind of get the point, but I really like that we have those compression straps and that we can keep this out of the way when we're not using it as a duffel. So we have attachment loops around the pack as well, like some here, around the corners and stuff like that. So I didn't personally find those super useful, but they're not in the way, so I'm not really angry that they're included. And we also have handles on either side over here in addition to the straps, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But overall, very happy with how this has held up durability wise, and really like this colorway as well. So when it comes to the harness system, I will start with backpack mode because that's what we're in right now. As you can see, we've got very padded shoulder straps here. They got a little bit of curve to them as well. But one thing to note is that they are very wide. So if you have a smaller frame, it can kind of like rub up against your neck a little bit, but overall the padding is very comfortable. You also have aeration on this back side as well, so pretty comfortable, especially for a duffel bag that turns into a backpack. But we don't have a sternum strap and we don't have a hip pack, which for a bag of this size, if this was just a backpack, you would probably expect it to have that, but we don't have it here because it'd probably just be more complicated and take longer to get into backpack mode. So if you're used to that, you're not going to get it here, and you couldn't even really add it if you wanted to. So just keep that in mind. When it comes to a back panel, we don't really have a back panel. There's no padding here, there's no aeration or anything like that, but that's because this is the top of a duffel bag and it transitions into a backpack. So if you pack smart, you can kind of, figure out how to make it so this is nice and flat. Like right now I have a lot of packing cubes and stuff like that in there, and I made sure that the things that were flat are on the top. So there are a couple lumps, as you can see, but overall it is pretty comfortable because it just pushes down because they are packing cubes and stuff like that. So you just kind of got to figure out what works best for you. And when you don't want to be in backpack mode anymore, we have these little T's up here, the little metal piece, so you can slide these underneath like that, and do it with this one as well. Pretty easy, pretty quick to do. And then you have those buckles I mentioned earlier on the bottom, and the receiving end just kind of slips away inside of a little pocket there, and then you're in no shoulder strap mode. So these are gone now, put them off to the side. We have the straps I mentioned earlier, just unbuckle them like this, and you can place those buckles back I'm not going to do it because it's just going to take me too long and make for a boring video, but undo it on this side as well. And now we are in duffel mode. So we have just a little piece of material up here that you can wrap around the other strap, and then let me get the buckles done there, and you are in duffel mode. There isn't a ton of padding up here. I'm kind of struggling on this second buckle here, but overall pretty comfortable, but it's going to be pretty heavy if you pack this out full. So if you are enjoying this video, make sure you throw a like on it and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Since I finished in duffel mode, I'm still in duffel bag mode right now, and as you can see, all of that weight is just kind of bearing down on my arm, and I actually have like mobility issues and stuff in this arm, so I really don't want to carry it that long like this, so I often would carry it at my left arm. That's just a personal thing, but if you're not very strong, I'm not going to pretend like I am, the weight adds up very quickly, and you're not going to want to carry it like this for very long. Obviously, you do have the other handles as well on the top and on the bottom, so you can switch that around, but if you're going to be carrying it for a long time, backpack mode's a better option. So as far as travel backpacks go, I would say this is not the most comfortable backpack that I've ever worn, but again, it's not really a travel backpack. This is a travel duffel that converts into a backpack. So in comparison to carrying it as a duffel bag, I would say this is more comfortable for me personally. It just kind of shifts the weight to more different places on my body compared to just having it all in my arm or something like that. But you know, no sternum strap, no hip belt, no real back panel, and you start to feel it after a while, but I can pretty comfortably wear this for about an hour. I even rode with it on my bike without too much issue, so keep that in mind. So we've got just one secondary compartment to work with here, and it is on the top here. So if you're in duffel bag mode, it's just kind of on the end here, or if you're in backpack mode, it is on the top and kind of on like the back panel. So it can be kind of challenging to get to. We have to like take the backpack down and almost get these shoulder straps out of the way. But when you're in duffel bag mode, it's very easy to access. So pretty big open area, just a big open space without any organization. So I've got my phone stowed inside there, a JBL clip, which I actually for a while had clipped onto the outside of the bag, but put it in there to show you that it can fit more gear inside of this pocket, and then my wallet's in here as well. So I had quite a bit of extra room in there too. I like stowing, like if you're like going on a plane or something like that, you can put your Kindle in there, your headphones, stuff you want quick access to, because it does take longer to find stuff in the main compartment because it is so big. This is, you know, a 40-liter pack, and there are larger versions of this too. So if you are going with especially one of the bigger versions, this is where you can get to stuff that you don't necessarily want to have to dig around the main compartment for. So into the main compartment, as I mentioned earlier, we have this nice gusset that goes all the way around and protects that zipper. And something I should mention as well, that this the main compartment zipper is not a AquaGuard zipper, so it does have the welt to protect it from the water, but this zipper over here does not have anything covering it, but this is a water resistant zipper here. So it is exposed, but it has more water resistance than a standard zipper. So on the inside here, the flap is the only place that has organization. And as you can see, I'm not using it right now because for me, a duffel, I don't typically use the internal organization. I'm going to use packing cubes, I'm going to use a tech pouch and stuff like that. Maybe if I was going on an extended trip, I would use this up here for like socks and underwear and stuff like that, but I already have 3 packing cubes inside of here, so it just wasn't worth it for me personally. You could also put like travel itinerary stuff up here, paper and stuff like that, but it does, you know, it is very malleable, so be careful what you put up here because there isn't a ton of protection for it from here, and this is also your back panel when you're in backpack mode, so keep that in mind as well. But this is just one pocket that goes, a small pocket here, and then this pocket goes all the way underneath like this. So as you can see, both my hands are right here, so this pocket goes all the way underneath, and this is the smaller pocket. I often get those two confused. For some reason, I think that this one's gonna go all the way, and it doesn't just because of the way the pocket's oriented, but you can fit quite a bit of gear upside here. And then maybe this is a good spot to stow like your phone, wallet, and stuff like that if you don't want it to be in this pocket over here that's more accessible to someone in the airport or something like that. But into the main compartment where I do most of my organizing, I just have a large sweatshirt, which I'm able to bring in a bag like this because it is so big. Set it off to the side over here. I feel like I'm able to fit more gear inside of this bag than a 40-liter bag, like a 40-liter travel backpack, because a 40-liter travel backpack is going to have, you know, a bunch of padding and organization and segmentation, which is great for some types of travel, but because there's nothing getting in my way and there's no you know, dividers or anything like that, there's just so much open space here. So I'm able to fit all the stuff, probably more of the stuff that I'm normally able to fit, and then a really large sweatshirt that is not great for travel, but I like bringing this time of year because it's warm and like cozy on the inside. So that's enough rambling about that, but I've just got my toiletry pouch here, a large packing cube, and then 2 medium or small packing cubes, depending how you size it. A pretty hefty TomTalk tech pouch right here with quite a bit of tech inside of it, and then a Topo design pouch just with a couple accessories that I like to bring with me. And then in the bottom of the bag I have, this is the stuff sack. So I call it a stuff sack because, you know, you have to stuff it to fit it inside of here. Yes, this whole bag fits inside of this bag, but it's more of just kind of a case because I don't know, it's not like there's a little bit of extra room when you put it in there. It's not miserable to get inside, especially once you get used to it, it's not so bad. But it's nice that literally this whole bag fits inside of here. So if you're taking rolling luggage on a trip and you know you're gonna be bringing more than you can fit inside that luggage on the way home, you can bring a bag like this, which is not gonna take up a ton of room in a bigger rolling luggage, especially if it's a check bag or something like that. And then you can bring this bag filled with whatever it is you're gonna be bringing home with you when you come back. But as you can see, there's no organization inside of here. You just have that really nice water resistant material. So you're gonna be safe from rain, snow, and stuff like that. You can see where this pocket up here comes in right here, that liner material. So these do share space. So this is your 40 liters. But overall, I really liked traveling with this, especially for a road trip because of how much stuff I was able to fit inside of here. I was able to fit cold weather stuff, my camera stuff, and some camping stuff from a trip we took last week. So overall, very happy with, you know, how you pack the stuff inside of it. It just takes some getting used to traveling with it and using it as a backpack because it isn't the most comfortable in either situation, but I do like how it travels. So there you have it, the Thule Chasm Duffel 40 liter. Thanks for keeping it here, Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.